Alright, are we ready to rock? Episode 93?
Let's do this.
In the trap?
In the trap.
Welcome to Miffs. I'm Matt Huss.
And I'm Dan Rhodes. Whether you know about Theseus or you're revising your syllabus,
If you want tales with a bit of jest, or you just want to hear about incest.
what?
What? It's really interesting.
Welcome to Miffs. Welcome to Miffs.
Hi, my name's Dan Rhodes.
And I'm Matt Huss.
You held your nose on purpose there. I'm Dan Rhodes, and I am the second best podcaster in the world. And today I'm the host of Miffs Podcast, and this is my good colleague Matt Huss.
Thank you for having me. Really glad to be here.
Oh, you really look like a beaten up Nick Frost, don't you?
Yeah, it's difficult actually, but it is what it is.
Is that how I sound to you?
I don't know, it's kind of Mancunian by accident, but it's not meant to be.
Oh, Neil,
Okay.
yeah, from Coronation Street. But alright, if you're going to throw a shade like that, hi, I'm Dan Rhodes. I want to be an actor, but will self-flight for the rest of my life because I am a robot.
That's more accurate.
Feels bad now.
That's alright.
Well, you can say something bad about me.
No. I'll take the moral high ground.
No, you can't. You've never taken the moral. Well, are you being me taking the moral high ground? Because I usually take the moral high ground.
I think I normally take the moral high ground.
But since you're being me,
But since I'm being you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How are you? Not Dan.
I'm good. How are you, not Matt?
Yeah, I'm all right. Well, am I okay? I think so. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I've a lot of people have been commenting on my weight loss recently, Dan.
I've said for a while now, you've definitely lost a lot of weight since university. I say that a lot.
Well, I think
You've been going for runs?
in the last year, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I saw my dad the other day for the first time for a while.
For the first time.
For the first time in North Yorkshire, we don't meet our dads. We rarely do. Trace and Dad. But my dad. I went to go in for dinner with my dad, and he parked up at the same time as I did, and we walked to meet each other. I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he genuinely didn't recognise me first. Do you reckon that's quite sad?
It is quite sad, yeah.
But do you think I look quite good at the moment?
Yeah, as you flex your biceps.
Yeah, my bicep.
You have a singular bicep.
one bicep. Do you have
A sep.
Yeah, I have a sep. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, my sep is ripped. Ooh.
Ooh.
I mean, it's very, very painful, but it's. I think I'm probably at the prime of my life at the moment, Dan. Living my best life. Do you agree?
Well, earlier we went for dinner and you said you were not living your best life and that you were sad.
Was I?
Yeah, you're always sad whenever we... always have every time we've ever gone for dinner, you always have an existential crisis halfway through.
Yeah, but that's like typical Matt Hoss. I mean, that's not me being sad, it's just me being kind of world weary, I think. Yeah. And I think generally I'm always world weary. What do you think? You know me better than anyone else. What's your verdict?
I think you...
Am I sad? Am I sad?
I think you overthink a lot of things.
Oh yeah, but I think that's just part of my makeup, you know what I mean? It's like my DNA. But now I'm going to wonder
We
about
were walking the other day and we were talking about something completely just a normal topic. And then out of nowhere, as we were crossing the road, you changed the subject and went, "What's your favourite Queen album?"
Yeah.
And I told you in that moment that's how I see you.
And there was a logic to it as well.
There's nothing
my brain's always going to
completely switched off and asked me a completely different question.
Yeah,
because your brain was like, I wonder what Dan's favourite Queen album was.
My mum does that as well. Like my mum, she gets told off at work because she her brain is going at 1,000 miles an hour, and she assumes everyone is on the same page as her. So she'll be like. Talking to one person, like, this person might have done X, Y, and Z. And she goes, "What's your favourite butter?" It's like, what? Okay. But for her, there's a logic, but she assumes everyone else is catching up as well. But, she can go from 0 to 100 quite fast as well. But today, though, we were walking in Wimbledon, and I think I did drop a clanger on you, in all fairness. I think halfway through, again, mid-conversation, we were just talking about something like films or something like that, and I just went... I think I want a child. I freak myself out sometimes. I've been very broody recently, Dan.
Yeah, you're saying that you want a child.
Do you reckon we should adopt a kid? but not us, but like Miss Podcast should adopt a child.
Can a corporation,
Podcast.
can a non-physical, I don't know,
Can we?
do you have to be a person to adopt a child, is what I'm saying?
Well,
Can you adopt a child, can a company or a podcast or whatever you would call this be a parent?
that's a good question, and I don't think we're smart enough to answer it. So if you know the adoption law, please email in at misspodcast@gmail.com, or if you want to be adopted...
Like, I think it has to be associated to a person. Like Microsoft can't just adopt a child.
Yeah,
Like, Microsoft is the parent. That doesn't work.
Yeah, but I think us, we could be parents.
Yeah, we could.
Do you reckon you're a big good parents?
I think so.
What kind of parent do you reckon I would be? Because I think I'd be quite fussy.
I think you'd be a fussy parent.
I'd be a mother hen, I think.
Yeah.
I am going to be clucking all night long.
I'm going to be quite laid back.
You would be the distant dad.
Yeah.
You're going to be in your study.
Making them call me sir.
Yes, yeah. Now that's a niche reference. No one will get, but only us two will, because we watched a sad documentary. But yeah, then you'll ask for forgiveness after I do atrocities.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's leave it there. But like, right. Imagine like in let's say 15 years time, we both have families. What kind of like parent figure do you reckon I'll be like? Give it like a life in a day of kind of a person, family man I'd be.
As in terms of your kids?
Yeah. How are my kids gonna act?
You wake up, you see your kid pouring semi-skimmed milk onto their food.
I already
You come
hate them.
downstairs,
I hate them
you
already.
slap it out of your hand. You say, "That's not soy, you little bitch." The child starts crying. "But Daddy, I like milk." You said,
Sorry, is my child King Minos?
Yeah.
Daddy, I want some semi-skimmed milk. It's hot and I want Weetabix. My child is you. Oh my god.
Yeah, so your kids would obviously be vegan, because I think you'd raise them in a vegan household. Because
yeah.
your girlfriend, your wife or whatever at the time, will probably also
Or
be...
husband.
Or husband. Yeah, you never know, do you?
I don't know. I said to Dan, and this isn't a joke, and I don't mean this flippantly, but I genuinely considered my gender identity like last week as well. I was like, and I'll be honest, I listened to a lot of Ezra Furman and thought, maybe I'm not a man, and yeah, so that's going on now. But I didn't want to tell you guys, but it happened. Just a thought I've been having. I don't know. I think if I don't know, it probably says that I'm probably not gender fluid.
Yeah, I'd say you're a boy.
Yeah, I think I do, but that's not. I don't think that's helpful for
No.
the cause.
People that don't know what gender they are don't make so many cock jokes in a day as you do.
I think there's fluidity to be gender fluid and make cock jokes. Gender ambiguous. I don't know. You know what? I'm too stupid for this, so I'm just gonna drink some Ribena and I'm gonna just forget I've made those claims on the podcast, which I know family listen to. So,
What about whether you don't know whether you're a boy or not?
no, I identify as a man, but I don't identify as most men. Do you know what I mean? I don't follow the tropes of masculinity, and I think I'm a different version of. I don't know. Well, let's talk about it then, because I don't think I'm like other men, and I don't identify as not a man, but I don't feel like I am a man. Does that make sense?
No.
I just don't think I'm a masculine guy. And,
Okay, that's what
and
you're
I don't like lad culture.
Yes.
But I don't think that means that I'm not a man.
No, that's not a gender thing. That's just a cultural thing.
But I still percolated the idea, because I got a lot of things in my mind. I'm not sure if this could come across the way I wanted it to come across. 'Cause I feel we.
Long story short, for Matt's family listening, he's had a sex change. But he got scared halfway through. So he's just kind of going with the half and half.
You said earlier today that I am easily convinced. Do you think that's true?
I think that's very true.
I think I'm easily convinced, for sure. But, for example, when I went to Dublin last year, they searched my bag and was like, do you have any explosives in here? And I was like, no, but I'm such a people pleaser. I was like, I might do. You know what I mean? Like, I thought I convinced myself I might have like explosives in there. I know I didn't, but I was like, I can if you want me to. I'm a people pleaser. So.
Would it make the job easier if I did?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was like, because I'm never certain about anything, and I'll always over-explain stuff to the point that I have to give you all the details. My exhibit A being the first 10 minutes of this podcast. So, Anyway, Dan, enough about me. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have got an email from anonymous listener who has called us out. By us, I mean me. He's called me out. And he writes, or she.
We don't know.
It reads, to whom it may concern. I listen to Myths occasionally whilst working out in my home gym/shed. I find the engagement of the mind on classical mythological stories, whilst also exercising my mythological muscles, is rather therapeutic. However, it concerns me on episode 35, and this person's put a time code in, 53 minutes and 34 seconds, you erroneously attribute the term Pyrrhic victory to the slaughter of the women in the temple by Pyrrhus. This is an outright lie! Underlined as well.
Underlined.
Do you want to read the rest of it? Or?
A Pyrrhic victory originated from the victory of King Pyrrhus on Epirus. Won over the... I haven't done Greeks in so long, you're already correcting me. Over the Romans at the Battle of Heraclea in 280 BCE. He is quoted as saying that after such heavy losses in his victory, one other victory would utterly undo me. It concerns me that a graduate of classics from a supposed university would make such an obvious error, and without my previous knowledge, I could have fallen foul of this misinformation. I am now concerned that much of what I have garnered from your podcast, in quotation marks, would be incorrect. Please don't make me fact check each of your episodes. I will. It is worth noting, after you make this false assertion of knowledge, you then comment on how fascinating you are, and you are surprised as to how you have remained single.
Yeah.
I believe with the above example, it is sufficiently clear, with no further comment necessary. Ooh.
Wow. Okay, so I think
that's the start of the email.
Yeah, and this is...
They're calling you out, I'm not going to pretend it's me.
Yeah, and it's not even... You haven't written this as well.
I haven't written this, no.
Because I don't think you would listen back to our podcast.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so the good point, so... Pyrrhic victory isn't what I thought it was. It's apparently, that victory in Heraclea, which is, that is good knowledge. And,
good knowledge.
And dare I say, thank you for emailing.
Also, we're on episode 93 now.
Yeah, I mean...
Why is this person on episode 35?
Catch the fuck up. And, well, thank you for listening. Thank you for correcting us. We said from the start, especially with Norse mythology, we don't know everything. And in all fairness, the Pyrrhus victory bit, my university lecturers taught me that as well. They all my A-level teachers did as well. So that is a lot of the things I got is from my teachers, from information, and I realised certain things aren't necessarily true, or like a QI truth, where you think it's like a proposed truth, but it's not fully true. So so I think that's one of those things, and I'm happy to say I was wrong. But so thank you for getting in touch. Sorry about that. And but then again, I think it's a little harsh. You're saying that you wonder why I'm single, and you point it out with, and let's say viciousness there. It's painful. But do you agree with the podcast?
I do agree, yes.
Wow, instant. Alright, and let me finish off the rest of the email. I also noticed on the following episode's intro, Dan regales his own family's mythology through the Goat Wars. Can you, in this tale, he confesses to his family's necessary tribute to the goats, so that peace may prevail. Seeing as no reciprocal tribute from goats to Dan's family is mentioned, and we assume his family has lost the war, would we also draw from this that there is also a certain type of Maccabean goat perchance? I eagerly await your response. Yours sincerely, anonymous listener. So Dan, talk about the Goat Wars.
Well, the Goat Wars was way back on, I guess, episode 36, where I said that I had recently traced my own genealogy, my own family's genealogy, back 70,000 years.
May I say, this is a very deep cut, by the way. This is niche, and I love this. And for anonymous listener, we do appreciate your wile and your wit in terms of your deep cuts, because I love it. But before we go, thank you for emailing in, anonymous listener. Although when you did email us, it wasn't quite anonymous, because
your email address has your name in it.
Yeah. So thank you, Noah.
Thanks, Noah.
I appreciate that.
Anonymous listener, Noah.
It's like that bit in Alan Partridge. He gets that anonymous email and goes, "Oh, don't read this out because it's a coming out letter as well." It goes, "Don't worry about that, Domingo from Lowestoft." Anyway, well, thank you for getting in touch. And if we have made any more mistakes you want to call us out on, which we probably have, right?
Probably, yeah. And this is weird that people listening to episodes ages and ages ago are going to start coming in. It's a bit too late to correct some of them now because, that was like a year ago.
Yeah. But we
But
appreciate
the point is, we're making that point now.
Yes, and we're happy to revise all those things. So when you get in touch with us at misspodcast@gmail.com and email us, or if you wanted to, like Noah did, suggest other reasons.
Anonymous listener.
Suggest other ways why you think I might be single, or just generally get in touch. But anyway, let's go and listen to another instalment of the Norse Myth.
Norse Myths. Norse Myths. Norse Myths. Norse Myths.
Oh, right, Daniel, how are you doing?
I'm good. Let's roll. I think we should read from the start to the beginning to the end.
Oh, wow, okay, yeah, what a fucking novel suggestion. Alright.
Right, Matt, what's today's myth?
Today, we're looking at two old buddy boys called Thor and Loki.
Now, we know a bit about Thor, and we know a bit about Loki. Let's see what kind of adventures they get up to.
Just a brief snippet. Who's Thor?
He is the son of Odin.
Yeah.
And he is the god of thunder.
And rock and roll!
And he has a hammer.
Called Mjolnir. We
Mjolnir.
all know it.
Yeah,
They all know it.
It's super crazy.
And powerful.
And Loki is...
He is the god of mischief. And
He
he's born between a giant and someone else. And also, he raised a lot of monsters as his children.
Yeah, his children are monsters.
He also created
But he lives in Asgard.
Yeah. And
He's actually born in Jotunheim, wasn't he? He was actually born in the land of the giants. But he's a little bit naughty. He's like a bad... He's kind of likeable, he's like a bad boy of the...
cheeky chappy.
Cheeky chappy. And him and Thor, they're good buddies.
Good buddies. Although, in the last episode, Loki did cut off his missus' hair, which is kind of weird.
He did. But that's kind of like a harmless prank, isn't it? I think they're friends, because Thor did go to the land of the giants to rescue him.
Yes. And also, but then again, Thor did threaten to break every bone in his body.
That's true.
Fair enough. But yeah,
I think it was more like because did Loki, yes or no, give Thor his hammer?
Yeah, and
that's nice.
Gave him something else as well.
Anyway, let's find out. Let's find out. We'll discern from this myth if they're friends or not.
So, Dan, you myself.
Yeah.
Thor and Loki lived one.
I'll 1-inch punch you.
Go on then. Oh, thank you. Is that how we prep now? Just one.
Yeah. Thor and Loki did one day take leave of Asgard for the towering heights of Utgard, home of the king of the giants, amid the cruel wastelands of Jotunheim. We've talked about this before. Jotunheim is the land of the giants, and the palace where the king lives is called Utgard.
And how would you get to Jotunheim from Asgard?
You would go over the river Effling.
Yeah, or...
You have to cross the river, which is pretty dangerous. You're not really meant to do it.
No, and they're not really meant to be in Jotunheim,
Isn't it like a frozen river that's like separates the two?
Yes.
And you're not really meant to be in Jotunheim anyway, because giants are...
They're not...
They're nasty.
Also...
Although Loki is from Jotunheim, and his dad is a giant.
Yeah, I think he has like a passport.
And Odin is half giant, so Thor is a quarter giant.
Yeah. But also... you could also go on the World Tree and go through the Bifrost Bridge.
You could, yeah. Well, no, the Bifrost Bridge goes to Midgard. Doesn't go to Jotunheim.
What? I thought you could.
No, the Bifrost Bridge is just the bridge between Midgard and Asgard.
So you have to
from Asgard to Jotunheim is the river Effling.
I thought, how about the Yggdrasil then? Can't you just travel there?
Well, you can travel through the branches, but either way, you have to cross like.
All right. That's it. Now I know.
They're going from Asgard to Jotunheim, and that would involve crossing the river. Okay. I think. Anyway.
I think you can go through Yggdrasil as well, but I'm not sure.
Coming late one night on the earth to a lowly hut, the two gods were warmly received by a small family, noble in spirit, yet desperately poor. Unable to afford meat, the hosts offer a vegetable soup, not knowing that their guests were something more than the ordinary travellers. Taking pity on them, Thor slaughtered Tangrisnir and Tagnosturfs, the two goats which pulled the thunder god's chariot through the sky.
Okay, well, it's nice. It's like,
oh man.
Okay, so
they're like, we can't afford meat. We're just lonely humans that eat vegetables.
Want a vegetable soup?
He's like, fuck vegetable soup. I'd rather kill my goats.
Wow, so he kills his own goats.
He killed his own goats because we know the Thor's chariot is pulled by some goats. Asking that they spare the skins and bones, Thor and his company have their merry feast, although Thalfri, the son of the host family secretly snapped one of the goat's bones so as to acquire the marrow. Oh, that's a bit naughty. Waking next morning, Thor strides over to the remains of his loyal goats and waves Mjolnir, the famous hammer of Thor, over the bones. For the goats were no mere earthly goats, for at the Thunderer's command they returned to life, ready to serve their master once more.
Wait, hold on. That is some messed up psychology right there.
So he sacrificed the goats, and he's thinking, it's okay, in the morning I'll just bring them back to
So
life.
he uses his hammer, just brings it back. But that one that...
One of them's not going to have a bone.
Yeah, it just has his chest falling out. Nah. But also, that's kind of fucked up. I imagine, like, if you're a girl and like, yep, I work for the Thunderer, and pretty cool. It's like, oh, pretty nice. We just gone to a Jotunheim just for a bit of travel. They're having vegetable soup, you say? Oh fuck! Not again! Bam! And then you're brought back to life. And that's not good for loyalty.
No.
I feel bad.
But it's good that he can sacrifice them to feed poor people.
Yeah, and it means that they're not just dying for a one-off. And
No.
But also, you can also solve a lot of the world's hunger with that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a case-by-case basis,
Yeah.
surely.
The god, however, soon noticed that one of his goats that had been brought back to life was lame in one leg, since his bone had been broken by the boy the night before. Rounding on the family in fury, Thor took the boy on his journey as repayment. It's a bit of Ganymede vibes here.
Okay, so instead of getting the bone back, he decides to kidnap someone. Oh, I love Norse mythology already. It's great.
When night fell, once again on their journey, the travellers, so it's now Loki, Thor, and this random boy, Thajfli.
Thjalvi. It's like Alfie.
Thajfli.
Thjalfi. Every time it's a J, just do a Y. Thjalfi.
One night, when night fell once again on their journey, the travellers chanced upon a strange hall in the wilderness. Door as wide as the walls, and possessed of many passages leading into it, the gods made camp for the night. Their sleep was not easy, broken by loud roars and tremors in the earth. Uneasy, Thor left the hall early in the morning and walked into the light. To his shock, he saw what had caused the noises in the night, a vast giant sleeping in the forest. Turning back, he realised that the strange hall his kin had slept in was in fact the giant's glove. So mighty in stature was he.
Wow, so they were sleeping in the glove.
They were sleeping in a giant glove. That's why the door was as wide as the wall, because it was just a giant opening. Roused from his slumber, the giant introduced himself as Skirmir.
That's nice.
And offered to guide them to Utgard, even offering to carry their provisions for them. The gods agreed, relieved that the mighty Jotun was not hostile.
So that's nice.
Jotun means giant.
Yeah. So they met a friendly chat. Everyone they met so far is really lovely.
Night fell once more, and Skirmir began to snore loudly once again. This is a long trip, by the way. They've had several nights. Thor turned to their bag for provisions, desperately hungry. To his rage, the giant had tied the knot tight. Too tight for the god to undo.
I like it. He's so strong. A couple episodes ago, he had a staff and he broke several girls' backs.
He's had a hammer and crashed like the world's largest giant.
And now he can't open a bag of food. It's like, imagine trying to open a jar of pickles. Like, I'm a god of thunder, god damn it!
The snore bored into their heads all night until the Thunderer could tolerate it no longer. Taking up Mjolnir, Thor smote down upon the middle of his crown, a mighty talisman which had conquered so many foes and lain bare so many citadels. The blow should have slain the giant outright.
Well, hold on.
So he can't open a bag. He's like, fuck this, I'm murdering this guy.
The snoring was too loud. He murdered him. He tried to murder him. That's fucked up, right? Because, I once dated a girl, and she said if I snored loudly, she couldn't, date me, and I'm a snorer then, and although that's not the reason why she didn't want to date me in the end. But you know what I mean? Imagine if you snored and you can't control that, and he's a giant, so it's gonna be loud anyway. You can't kill someone for that as well.
No.
Essentially, what happened? Skimmy has been a quite annoying person, a little bit of an annoying guest. He's tied up the crouton bags, and he also sleeps a bit loudly. But he's not being evil or anything like that.
No.
He's been really jolly as well.
Yeah, he's been helping them. So
would you ever murder someone?
No. So he's snoring.
Sorry, I didn't finish the question. No, I wouldn't murder anyone.
So he's snoring, and the Thor's hit him on the head with a hammer, massive, and we know that does damage.
Yeah.
Skymir raised an eyelid for a moment, thinking a leaf must have fallen upon his head, before once again falling asleep.
Well, what a lad! He's like, was that just a leaf?
So Thor just hit you over the head with a hammer, and he's like, oh, something just fell on my head.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Also, he blew off someone's head the other day, a giant head.
Growing angry once again, Thor raised his hammer high and smote the giant once again. An acorn... you're going to do the voice of Skrymir.
An acorn must have fallen on me,
spoke the weary Skymir. Enraged, Thor drew upon all his strength and smashed Mjolnir into the giant's skull. Skymir sat up, bidding good morning to Thor.
Good morning.
He explained that there must have been birds sleeping in the trees above him, for he thought he felt twigs and dirt falling on him in his sleep. Telling the gods that they were almost there, Skymir ran ahead to prepare a welcome for them, his massive frame soon carrying them to Utgard.
Right, I love... Skymir is my favourite character.
He's a lad.
In all... Because Thor tried so hard...
All night, he's been smashing him in the head with his hammer, and the whole time he's been thinking... Just been thinking it's like a fly on his head or something.
And I love it because he's so jolly. And he's just like,
Oh dear.
oh, I'm really sorry, guys. Have you met my stepson, Thor?
Thor's going to be confused, by the way, because he's literally smashing giants' heads in all the time, and this giants just get up like it's nothing.
I love that, though. That's so sweet. Yeah. But also, Thor's a bit of a dick here, right?
Yeah, he's been a dick. But kind of hilarious that it's failed.
Yeah.
Also, this giant is massive, though, if they were able to sleep in his glove.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like... Have you? Yeah, that's pretty messed up. But anyway, they head towards Utgard. At last, reaching the mighty fortress, Thor, Loki, and Thaldi,
aka the random boy,
the lame boy,
and he's a human too, so he's out of his depth.
Is it human?
Yeah, because it was an Earth, wasn't it?
I thought it was a giant.
I thought it was 2 humans on Earth.
I think it's giant, right? It's a giant family.
Is it? Is it a
giant
family?
They're in Jotunheim, aren't they? They're in Jotunheim. Yeah, so I assume it's a giant family? It's not human.
No, they're saying Utgard is amid the cruel wastelands of Jotunheim.
But that's where they're heading, right? They're in Jotunheim.
I guess, but I suppose.
They're not in Midgard.
I wondered if they'd gone via Midgard.
No.
I'm just interested to know if they're human or not. I this whole time assumed they were.
No, for sure, no. I bet you a $5.
Maybe you're right. I just thought, because the whole time it said Earth, but I think you might be right.
Well, hold on. Let's look at the facts. He must be the same size as Thor and Loki, because if it's in the giant's glove, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he's not human, and he wasn't in Midgard, but he's certainly the same size as them.
Okay.
So that's the important bit, right?
Yeah.
That's all we need to know.
Maybe he's a bit dweeby. I think he's skinnier and less powerful. They're going to be more muscly.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, like, in terms of... It's not a giant. It's not tall.
No.
Okay? Solved, okay? Okay. Cool.
Either way, Thor, Loki, and this boy.
And Thaldi.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's got a lisp all the time. They crept through the grating into the vast hall, whereupon they were welcomed by Utgard Loki King. By Utgard Loki, is that right?
That's his name, yeah.
So not Loki, but Utgard Loki. Maybe like the Loki version. And he was the king of the Jotun and the master of Utgard, proclaiming loudly how puny their Zir were compared to the Jotun. The giant king challenged the gods to beat them at any event. Loki, the trickster, stepped forward, boldly claiming to be able to out-eat any amongst them. Now, I like Loki, because he and I are of the same ilk, because I could out-eat anyone, you know what I mean? I'm the master of the competitive eating society in my second year at uni, so Loki was there as well. I ate a meter pizza.
Nice.
In 10 minutes.
A meter pizza?
Yeah, it's quite before I was vegetarian. But yeah, do you reckon you would do quite well in the eating contest?
I reckon I could do alright.
Do you reckon one of the contests is that they have to punch a bull to death?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Nodding in assent, Utgard Loki sent forward the giant Logi to challenge him. A vast banquet was laid and set in a trough, and the match began. God and giant ate quickly, and soon met in the middle of the trough. Having devoured all of his food, Loki felt sure of victory, but to his dismay, saw that Loki had not only eaten all his food, but had consumed bones, plates, and the trough too. So the giants claimed their first victory, 1-0.
1-0.
Shocked, but not beaten, this time young Thialfi stepped forward, claiming that no giant was such a runner as he. The giant Hugi... They have Logi and Hugi.
Yeah.
They sound like 70s Bee Gees.
They do, yeah.
And they imagine, you can't out-dance us. Staying a giant. The giant Hughie accepted the challenge, and the race began. Well, obviously, if one's a giant and one's tiny in stature, that's quite...
Yeah, you're going to lose.
Yeah. Thialfi ran swiftly, more swiftly than any man has done since, but upon reaching the halfway line, saw to his horror that Hughie had already finished. They raced once again, and again, but each time Thialfi was easily beaten.
2-0.
2-0. Utgard Loki turned to Thor and asked what task he would stake. Thor proudly stated that there was no other who could drink such as he. The king sent for a drinking horn and said yes to the god of thunder.
It was like really stupid. It was like in Norse. It was all in like Norse.
Okay.
It was like, it didn't make any sense.
Let's just talk about it then. So they're losing 2-0, so they had an eating contest, they ran, and...
Now Thor's going to try and drink them.
I mean, he's a very strong guy, so I don't know why you could do literally anything else. Because I like Thialfi's like actually doing an event, like sports, but Thor and Loki like,
I can eat and drink a lot.
Yeah. Pigs, absolutely.
I like Loki and Thor.
Yeah.
Hey man, what's your strength? Well, I eat a lot. Alright, well, I can drink a lot.
Do you know what's happened? They've just taken him for a free ride here, haven't they? It's like, yeah, I bet I could eat so much. I bet I can drink all the things too. As well, it's like, yes, we'll pay for it, bed and breakfast and everything. That's how the giants sound. Thor looked at the horn, which did not seem too big to him, though quite long. Putting it to his lips, he drew breath and gulped like never before. Looking at the top of the horn, Thor saw to his rage that the level had barely dropped. He tried once again, and made the level of liquid fall just enough to be noticeable, but no more. Laughing hysterically, the giants offered some easier tasks for Thor. The king sent out his own cat, asking if Thor was strong enough to lift it. Okay, they're taking the piss now, aren't they? Now,
my cat.
Thor, you must defeat our greatest warrior, Mittens! The strongest of all gods, and wearer of a belt which granted him hyper strength, Thor felt he could at least do this. Heaving with all of his divine might, the cat arched its back and eventually lifted just one paw off the ground. Laughing roundly at the god's effort, the king issued his final challenge. After Thor proclaimed that he would readily wrestle any of the Jotun, Utgard Loki sent forth his own nurse, a lady bent with extreme age, to spar with the god. The two struggled and strained, and the withered lady brought the thunderer down onto one knee. Humbled and utterly humiliated, Thor and his party stormed out the fortress. So they kind of like 4-0, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he got beat by a wet nurse.
The wet nurse is like so strong.
Hey, Maple, what a fate! Okay, I'll get you some.
And the giants just this huge that they're just like squish. Like they're just.
The gods aren't.
They're absolutely enormous though. They're like unbelievably huge. Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, it's kind of quite embarrassing.
I mean, you can fit in their gloves. So these are big boy giants in Utgard.
Yeah, but still.
Because we've met giants of all sizes, haven't we? But
Yeah.
this one is massive.
Like Thialfi is a tiny giant.
Once in the wilderness again, Thor saw Utgard Loki approaching him. Telling the giant that he had shamed him, Thor was appalled with himself. The giant, however, smiled and explained. Skymir had been him all along, and when he had bound their provisions, he had done so in iron, and when Thor had struck him, he had struck the earth itself.
So
Skymir is actually the earth.
Oh, I see.
Like an embodiment of the earth.
So, like, he is an ethereal thing.
Yeah,
so
it's like it's like supernatural.
So he's basically been hammering the floor.
Yeah, basically.
Gotcha.
Pointing out 3 large canyons on the wilderness, Utgard Loki showed the gods his folly. So he's actually been making canyons in the... Whilst Loki was indeed a swift eater, his opponent in reality was fire, which devours all in its path.
So it's quite a metaphysical thing.
So these giants aren't giants, they're like supernatural beings that are like...
He was Skymir was.
It's like a physical representation of earth, fire, and
And that's why all the things that hit Skymir to begin with are all natural things.
Exactly, yeah. Whilst Falafel was indeed a powerful runner, his opponent was in reality thought swifter than anyone else.
Okay, that's a wanky one.
That's a wanky one. Yeah. Thor, though a formidable drinker, failed to see that the other end of the horn was the ocean itself, impossible for a man to drain.
I don't know. I could.
The king's cat was in reality the world serpent. Jormungand, so vast that it can encircle the world and take his own tail in his mouth. For more about him, please click here.
How do you pronounce that?
As for the ancient lady with whom the god had wrestled, she was old age herself, which overcomes all. Congratulating Thor on managing to raise the cat's paw and being forced onto one knee by old age, Utgard Loki departed, warning the gods never to set foot on his lands again. Thor had been tested and humiliated, but he had learned valuable lessons.
You know what? That's the most Greek Norse myth we've had. You know what I mean?
It's the closest we've had to a Greek myth.
Because like they've had drinking and they've
eating and running.
Yeah, and they're very much like and there's kind of a not a shitty moral at the end, but very much like it was old age all along. It's like, come on, mate. Like,
come on, mate.
Yeah, but it's it's like what's quite nice about it means that even the gods are quite fallible. You know what I mean?
They've been tricked.
Yeah,
and they've been taught like, oi, this is your one-off lesson. Like, don't come back here.
I'm a bit sad that we didn't get more out of Loki, to be honest. I was hoping for more trickstery, but I kind of like.
I think he's been tricked. I think the whole point is the whole time they're like, oh my god, where are our depths here?
Mm. So the giants have kind of kicked.
That makes sense as to why we were confused he couldn't kill him with a hammer though. It's because it wasn't him in the whole time. Like there was something going on there.
Wait, I like it because this is that the start of why Thor doesn't like Jormungand? Because that's the cat's paw,
maybe,
or is it a representation of that? We'll find out in a later episode, I guess. Sounds like you're really interested.
Sorry, big yawn.
So we're going to go and rank this episode now, and hope you concur with our answers.
Right, how do we rank the
Try that again.
How do we rank these myths?
We do it by finding 4 categories, which are life skills, morals, creativity, and WTF, and giving them a mark out of 100. What? And then divided by 10. So we no, okay, just a bit of whimsy for you there. You are so not impressed. Dan has his arms crossed.
I didn't even hear what you said. I was thinking about other things.
What are you thinking about right now?
I don't know, just thinking about stuff.
What are you thinking about?
Thinking about my lasagna I had earlier, how nice it was.
Alright.
Thinking that maybe it's going to rain later because that cloud's pretty grey.
You're doing a podcast. Focus. And also, when I tell you a funny joke and you don't respond, is it because you weren't paying attention?
Yeah.
Is that like...
No, most of the time it's because it's not funny. You make me laugh a lot outside of the podcast, and I know that upsets you.
Yeah, it really annoys me because I'm quite a funny guy, but on the podcast, Dan seems to climb up and not laugh at my jokes. Because usually most broadcasters will be like, hey, they'll ask you questions and laugh at stuff which isn't really that funny. But when I'm with Dan, he's like, nope, nothing's going to fly by me. Oh yeah, what do you mean? Like, if you were to laugh, it would be a bit more of a sociable podcast.
You have made me laugh on the podcast before.
Yeah, but like, it's hard work.
You have made me laugh. Outside of the podcast, you do make me laugh a lot.
Yeah, which is really annoying. Because like, I'm trying to be myself anyway. And also, I say a lot of unbroadcastable things. But anyway, Dan, so let's talk about life skills. What's the practical things we've learned in this episode?
We have learned how to kill a goat.
Kill a goat.
Bring a goat back to life.
Yep. Also, what was did Thealfie go back to his family? We didn't get any resolution there.
I think he's just been taken. I mean, he'll have stories to tell though. I mean, he's just from a peasant farming family. Yeah. They'd have been like, "Oh, how was your time with those 2 men?" Because they didn't know they're gods necessarily.
Yeah.
How was your time with those 2 men? He'll be like, "I just had the craziest week."
Yeah, like, and also, why did he steal a bone?
Yeah, what happened to that goat? Was it just lame forever?
Yeah. See, as an animal rights advocate, I'm going to be very annoyed. I'm called Peter in the past, but yeah, I find we didn't get any resolution, and also, yes, they ate very well for one night, but they also lost their son. But I'm not sure if they give a shit.
We don't care.
We learned how to make vegetable soup.
Learned how to make vegetable soup. How to make meat. We learned how to
bring stuff back to life.
Eat. We learned how to drink. We learned how to wrestle a cat. We know how to wrestle an old lady.
I already knew that, in all fairness. That's my hobby.
Yeah.
Also learned how to run, drink, and eat. Also learned
how to cast tricks.
How to humiliate people. How to make... that's moral. Moral is how to make metaphors and stuff like that. We learned how to travel.
Yep.
We also learned how to travel provisions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it's alright. It's pretty good. It's a mixed bag. A lot of sports, lots of physical stuff.
Yeah, there's running, there's...
Drinking, wrestling. I'm going to say a healthy 7. Maybe an 8?
I think a 7.
Why not 8?
It's not as high as an 8. You know it isn't.
I know. I was gesturing if you do morals, but yeah.
Oh,
That as well. Moral.
morals. Moral things. Look, there's a big moral here. Even the gods are fallible, and even they can be tricked. And don't come into someone's house and be a dick, because they will trick you and make you look like a fool. Because they were getting cocky. The gods are cocky, and this put them in their place.
That happens quite a lot, actually, doesn't it? You go to someone's house and behave like a dick. You can't. I guess the morals are. I think it's quite high for morals. So if you can't outrun thought, you can't best time, you can't beat fire, you can't drink the ocean.
Yeah. Although they did say he made the level drop slightly.
Yeah, but I mean,
So he would have to. That's still a lot.
yeah. Imagine drinking that much beer though. That's quite nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, beer. I really want a pint. Can I drink on the podcast one time?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, wicked. Should we do it in the pub later?
No.
Oh. Is that because you want to talk to your friends?
Yeah.
Lame. Of course, I'm going to be the weirdo in the corner going, oh, what's your favourite podcast? And do interviews. What other morals? Learn the power of friendship.
Learn the power of friendship.
Don't abduct people.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to give someone a feast.
He was nice, though, to give them meat. That was nice when
Yeah.
he sacrificed his goat.
But I don't think it's good on the goat morale, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, Dan, it's quite high, I think. There's lots of different things going on.
I think there's one big thing going on. Don't trick people.
But there's lots of different...
Yeah,
I
don't
think
get cocky.
There's a lot of nuances here. I'm going to say 8. What are you feeling?
I think it could be an 8.
Maybe 9?
I'm with you. No, I think 8.
But then again, morals really gets above like 9, 10. You know what I mean? What does it take to be a 9 or 10? Do you know what I mean?
I have to take lots of really profound morals, like we've learned that love is the most important thing forever. We've learned that in order to be powerful, you have to sacrifice. Do you mean there's like things that have happened?
Yeah. Well, 8's fine, right? Yeah. Creativity.
It's quite creative.
The fact that...
They were supernatural beings the whole time.
Yes, that's quite cool. I didn't actually see that coming as well.
No, I didn't.
And, yeah...
I was suspicious as to why they were doing so badly, considering they're super strong.
Bear in mind that Thor smashed in giant skulls all the time.
Yeah.
I think that... but also, I think it's quite cool that Thor, when he hit the ground 3 times, made 3 canyons. That's pretty cool. But, no, again, Skyrim's my
Sacrificing
favourite.
the goats is pretty cool.
Yeah, is it? I think that's revolting then. No, Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I think it's... I don't know, it's just nice to see Jotunheim. It's nice to see... There's not tons to it, though, is there?
No.
Maybe a 5?
I think a 5. I think it's pretty down the middle. I don't think it's any more or less creative than anything else.
But, WTF, there's a lot going on here.
There's a lot going on here.
The fact that Skymir didn't die 3 times.
Yeah.
But that's obviously... they fought fire, old age, the ocean, and Thor.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up. His goat's now fucked up because he's got no bones in his leg.
Yeah, oh. And someone wanted to steal a marrow for no reason as well. And also, they didn't care about the kidnapping of the son. That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Kidnapping of...
Yeah, that is weird.
And they didn't care about it either.
No.
Or supposedly didn't care about it. No gore, technically, but there are...
Yeah.
There's still violence.
I think it's cool that he fought an old lady.
Yeah, and the cat.
The cat, that's
yeah.
pretty random. Pick up my cat then. He's like, oh, come on, this must be easy. Oh, I can't even do that.
There's got to be a pun, a cat Norse pun as well. Nope.
No. Also, do you not find it weird that when they were like, instead of picking up the cat, you were actually holding up Jormungand, the giant... That's Loki's son.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's Loki, he's just disowned his kids, hasn't he? Because they're messed up.
Well,
Because I think we're going to hear about Loki. Loki's going to be in myths where he is battling his children. That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird, yeah. That is very interesting.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
no one questioned that. He's just like, no, that
Do
kid...
you know what? Loki, he's like the Joker in The Dark Knight. You know what I mean? He just loves to set fire to the world. You know what I mean? Is that a good...
That's not a good reference at all.
It is a good reference.
He's
A good
not a joke, is
analysis.
he? He's more of just like a cheeky...
No, but I think he likes to... Well, especially with Ragnarok, he just likes to set fire to things, you know what I mean? He likes to fuck things up a little bit.
I think he's just a Bart Simpson.
You say
I
Bart
think
Simpson, I say the Joker.
I think of him like a lovable rogue that just happens to have really crazy
No, but then again,
children.
he just turns back on the gods at the end, though, doesn't he?
Oh, he does, yeah.
That's what I mean, though.
But in this particular myth
Okay,
we've
yeah,
seen,
for
like,
sure.
at this stage...
Yeah, early onset.
Yeah. And I do think him and Thor are friends.
Yeah.
Because they're going on nice little adventures together.
Yeah, BFFs.
Yeah.
They're like us too.
Yeah.
Who Out of us two, who's Thor, who's Loki?
You're definitely Thor.
I'm definitely Thor, right?
Yeah.
Why? Why am I Thor?
Don't know.
You're definitely Loki, I
Yeah,
thought.
exactly.
Like, I think you give less of a shit.
Yeah.
And I feel I try harder.
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel I can drink more than you.
Yeah.
And I have a red beard.
You have a bit and a hammer.
Oh, I have a hammer.
Anyway, WTF.
Yeah, sorry,
What did
yeah. No gore per se, but there's a lot of WTF moments. So I'm going to say 7, I reckon.
I think it's 7. I was
Yeah.
going to go 7. Beep, 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 beep.
7 plus 8 plus
Let
5
me
plus
do the
7.
maths. Doing the maths.
15 plus 27.
Doing the
Hey,
maths.
stop banging
Doing
in
the
that house.
maths. 27.
Alrighty, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it as much as Dan and I have. If you want to get in touch with us, as we've already said, email us at miffpodcast@gmail.com.
Like Noah/anonymous person did.
Yep, we won't tell your identity unless you do want us to. And if we have got anything wrong or want to add something that we missed off, get in touch. We'd absolutely love to hear from you. You can also get in touch with us on our Misfits fan page. You can just search for it on the Facebook group, or you can follow us at Miffs Podcast on Twitter and Facebook, but mostly Twitter for updates and stuff like that. Yeah, you can hear about upcoming things we've got going on. You can also leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, and also you can donate to our Patreon. Dan, can you plug my tour, please?
Matt is currently on tour. He's going to... His next ones are going to be Wimbledon,
Yep, Brighton,
Brighton, Whitstable,
Cambridge. Cambridge.
Cambridge.
We are missing out Newcastle on the 5th of March,
Basically, just go on his website,
which is
madhousecomedy.com.
yeah, and there's a page called about the tour show. You can go about the tour show. Is called Here Comes Your Man. It's about the last year of my love life, and I'm going to say it's really funny. And Dan's going to see it soon, and it'll be great. Come on to the London one's going to be very special. Also, I'm doing it in my hometown in Richmond. Are you blowing your nose during my plug?
Let's go.
That's so distracting. Is that what you think?
Rank.
No, I'll just wait. You know, you obviously. I mean, so much.
I really was getting some runny nose.
I could have. You could have waited.
No, I couldn't. It was runny. Hang on.
Come see my tour. Tickets are online, and please buy in advance as well, because that makes me feel a lot less insecure about my life choices as well. But yeah, I've been Matt Hoss, and this has been Dan. I don't want to speak on your behalf, but I think it's been a Pyrrhic victory. I feel
It has. What is a Pyrrhic victory, Matt?
I fucking know. Fucking if I know.
cares?
Yeah. What? Only lame people who email in to a stupid podcast will know. Anyway, thank you for emailing in, and lots of love to you. See you very soon. Bye.
Miffs, 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 Miffs.
This might.
This will be episode... one, you click on it, mate.
Episode 93.
It's episode 93, mate.
93.
93, the year we were born, mate.
Oh, no. Knackers. What? I can't do Australian. What accents can I do?
You can do, Geordie.
Oh, mate.
Belfast?
Belfast. Northern Ireland is really...
Northern.
Northern Ireland. R's and R's. Calling up from the RRA. Jerry Adams. But some islands like, Ireland. Yeah, that soft vocals of Ireland. Irish fairies. It's a lot more beautiful. Game of Thrones. I can do Scottish pretty well. What part of Scotland do you want me to be from?
Can you do my version of Mimir?
Mimir. Oh, yours is quite a nice one. Hello, I like Mike Myers.
That's not how I sounded when I did my
I can't
impression of
remember.
Mimir.
It's a long time ago.
Mimir was like this. He talked like that.
I sound like Pyro. Mimir, I got one eye on the priest and the other.
Just give me the prize.
Earlier today, you said I had a good Freddie Mercury voice.
Yeah, I was
That's not
joking,
true.
obviously.
Oh. That's a shame.
Did I mean to click on that? Did I mean to click on that? That's the one.